Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Tranquil Waters by none other than Stevie. For those of you keeping score, we are on 1.0.0.5, which as of today, which I think is what is today? Is today the 16th? It all blends together. Today's the 17th, the day of recording. That is the most recent version, I guess. Happy Hump Day. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. So I cannot let go of July yet. And as you can see, I've brought a friend along. Courseplay is doing its deal with the old Big Bud 600 horsepower of pure pleasure. I love the Big Buds. Nothing screams. Honestly, I don't know about, other than John Deere, but if you're looking for a specific tractor, I mean, that's American right there, I guess you could say. That's American. That's all steel. So anyways, we are working on a cultivating contract. It was just too much money to let go. It was like $77,000 to cultivate field 20 that we just finished harvesting. And lo and behold, with the Better Contracts mod that I have installed, this was the combination it offered up, and I was like, okay, I'll take it. I'll definitely take that action. I like the Better Contracts mod, and just in case you're wondering, for those PC players, I think Mac players as well, Better Contracts does have a GitHub page. Didn't realize that until recently. So if you want to keep up with the latest hotfixes, you can go out to the mod author's GitHub site. And in fact, the only reason I stumbled across that was because I think he recently released a forage harvesting contract, which I'm kind of thinking is kind of cool to be able to get forage harvesting contracts now. But it required a hotfix for Better Contracts. And I don't know if it required, I guess it requires it. I don't know if it requires Better Contracts to be running or if you can do it without that. But if you have Better Contracts installed, you got to have the hotfix. So run out to the GitHub site if you haven't yet and download that and put that in your mods folder. Overwrites the one that's in the in-game mod hub. Of course, as you probably know, if you do that, you are going to constantly be seeing it in your updated list, in your needs updates. Just don't update it, otherwise you're just going to overwrite it. So anyways, we are working on this big old field 20. I still have not completed our plow job here, so let's kick off the old 4755. Not much left here to do on plowing, and then we'll have to get this field, we can get it fertilized, and then I promise once this is done and our I kind of promise once this is done and once our contract is done, we can move on to August. Have another little treat though. I was thinking, you know, what's the point of one big bud when you can have two big buds? So we are going to join. I just couldn't pass up driving the old Big Budster. So we're going to join up. We're going to team up with our friendly Courseplay player. And we're just going to help them out a little bit and get some work done so they don't have to do it all themselves, if that sounds reasonable. Actually, let's get the GPS going. Why not, right? And we'll do that. I think we'll go with 90 just for funsies. Oh, as always, forget to turn on the runway lights. There they are. Yeah, we'll take that. I know it's sloppy, but we're gonna take it. And let's get going and get some work done here. Oh, I love the Big Bud. Got the big old twin. Are they Midas, I think, maybe? Midas or Michelin's on there. I think it's got a real horn, too. Yeah, it does. Isn't that nice? And what's nice about the Better Contracts mod is it attempts to give you better matching equipment. Oh, sorry. It attempts to give you better matching equipment with the contract that you're running. But it also uses modded equipment as well. So you don't have to you're not stuck with just in-game equipment, which is kind of nice. So it gives you an opportunity a lot of times to be able to use some mods that maybe you're not gonna get a chance to use in the game, as long as you've got them activated and ready to go. So that's kind of a cool feature of it, along with other things that it does. But when it first came out, I had some issues with it, had some weird things going on with it, but it's been updated, I think, at least once, and I think it's found its spot pretty well in the scheme of things. It seems to be doing pretty well lately. It's always hard to know when you're running several, especially script mods. It's just you run into a little bit higher likelihood of issues coming your way, so you just got to keep that in mind. Even if they're error-free, and maybe even they're flawless on their own, but when they start tangling together, sometimes you get some weirdness. But some of my favorite mods in the game are script mods, so it's hard to avoid them. Love the big bud. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. This is the 600. Yeah, so this one is the large frame by Below 2003, something like that. Just in case you're wondering, it's got a decent amount of configurations on it. If you add the color configuration mod in the mix, you can do a lot of color variants. It's got nice wheel, some tires, assortment of tires that you can set up with, even some triples. I haven't seen a big bud with tracks yet. I don't know if that's something that we'll ever see. I don't know. I haven't seen one. There might be one out there. I just haven't seen it. Be kind of interesting to see a big old set of tank tracks on the thing. Something I'm hoping Giants can do maybe in the next release. Did it just get darker? Is it just me? It seems like it just got a little darker here on Tranquil Waters. Maybe it's just me. Anyways, I'm hoping that maybe Giants can... Tracks can be kind of rough sometimes when it comes to managing maneuverability and steering and stuff. Some things just don't take to tracks very well, as we have experienced a couple times here. The Reaper harvesters, I had some issues with the tracks. I don't think you saw them all, but I had some weird things going on with the track system. It's just how the AI, it's mostly how the AI handles tracks, and some of these articulated tractors with tracks can get a little funky. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of improvement in that. I'm looking forward to 2024 release. I think it should be kind of interesting. I'm hoping we see something exciting, like truly exciting from it. Looking at the expansion pack. Oh, buddy. Released November 14th. Is that earlier than it was supposed to be? I thought it was like the 20th or the 21st, but maybe not. But yeah, right now you can save $1. It sounds like it's $18.99 US, at least for me. It's $18.99 if you order it before the release, which I'm probably gonna do. Well, I'm definitely gonna do. So far we know Zelanka is going to be a new map. It's inspired by Central European region. From what I've seen of it, it looks pretty cool. I think the other thing that happens if Giants, and it happens with Euro Truck and American Truck too, where when SCS releases new regions and stuff, a lot of times you get new assets from the game developer, and that helps modders as well, and it just gives them a little bit more base game stuff to work with. So I'm gonna take a guess that that there will be some new assets in Zelanka that we haven't seen before, which is kind of cool. That kind of, so we'll probably see some maps using those things, buildings, road signs, things like that. Maybe sale point, stuff like that. Production facilities. Let's see what else we got for the premium pack. So we've got 3 new crops. We've got carrots, parsnips, and red beets. How curious. Parsnips. Carrots, I guess. I don't know. I guess I can see. I don't know. I guess I can see carrots. So, are carrots, parsnips, and red beets? I'm assuming they share a similarity. Are they all root crops? I'm gonna guess. If I believe they are, right? Are they considered root crops? I would think they're considered root crops. Yeah, they are. Okay, so root crops and require special equipment. Of course they do. Like the top lifting harvester ZKIV by DeWolf. New production chains included. Sweet. I wonder if we'll be able to make carrot cake. I love carrot cake, man. I could eat carrot cake big time. Because you know it's carrot cake, so you know it's healthy. You know, it's got carrots. So you eat it like salad. You can just have your carrot cake before all those meals. Keep up that healthy active lifestyle. Man, my mom used to make a wicked carrot cake that was so good. And she passed the recipe on to me, and I used to make it. And I'd bring it to work because it was just so much. You know, you can only tackle so much. That cream cheese frosting kind of gives you a face buzz because it's just so sugary. Oh man, I'm certain I've set myself up for the diabetes eating all the carrot cake I did. 35 new machines. All right, by DeWolf. I'm gonna mispronounce this. By Gorentz, Agrio, and WIFO, WIFO, along with Grimmy and Fiat, Bednar, Gavernland, others also. Oh yeah, looking forward to the new equipment. That's going to be pretty sweet. And I'm just looking at some of this, so it looks like this Salic. Is it Salic? Salic? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing this and butchering it. Looks like a little more of a garden tractor, smaller horsepower tractor. Looks like we're getting a new Zetter, a Zetor. I always say Zetter as Zeter. That's in the medium tractor variety. Another medium tractor is a Fiat 160-90. That looks pretty nice. And of course, then we've got the Agrio, which is a crop protection tool. Looks like an additional sprayer to the game, huh? And last but not least so far, this one kind of cracked me up. The Lizard 1984 pickup. Now, if you've seen this thing, maybe you haven't seen it yet. But if you have seen it, it looks just like the van that's in Back to the Future, the terrorist van that's in Back to the Future. Only convertible, like the back end has been convertibilized, I guess you could say. But the first thing I thought of when I saw that was the terrorist machine on Back to the Future. It just looks so much like that. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It just does. I don't know. It's a lizard, but I don't know if it's supposed to be kind of a... I don't know what brand I guess it's supposed to be. I don't know. What am I doing? I'm not paying attention, that's for sure. Brad, you need to lower the cultivator for it to work. Just a suggestion there. Let's see how our... You wrap it up for us? Nice. I feel like I'm getting some nasty screen flicker right now. I don't know if you all see that, but I'm feeling some screen flicker action. I think I mentioned that last episode. I was getting some screen flicker. I don't know why that started now. I haven't experienced screen flicker in a long time, and it seems out of the blue I'm starting to get a little bit more of it, for whatever reason. I don't know if you see that in the recording or not. I'll have to go back on the replay and see if that comes through on a recording or not. Let's get this thing kicked off. We can hire a helper for this so we can get back to our big dog. Looks like Coursplay's doing a good job for us. Getting her done. Yeah, I'll be back. Actually, you know what? Let's turn you off for a sec. Let's go ahead and hire... We'll hire you out. Man, I don't know if you see that, but that really is looking flickery to me. Let's go in here for a sec. Alright, we'll move on. We'll take care of this. We'll manage this. We'll let the hired helpers take care of the big bud for now. So yeah, kind of a quiet week in my neck of the woods, which is kind of nice. Oh, we're going to go that route, huh? Do we not need... Oh, okay. I guess maybe we don't really need much fertilization then. Interesting. I thought for sure we were... I thought for sure we were going to need some up here. No, it's looking... Overall, it's looking pretty good. Nitrogen... It always looks... It seems like it always looks that way on the alfalfa fields. If we go over to the alfalfa field, just take a peek, I don't think it really does much. Let's see here. Just for funsies. Yeah, it just doesn't. How's our environmental score looking? 81's not too shabby, right? Do we have... get out of that for a second, Brad. Get out of there. Now, can't we see an individual environmental score per field? Am I missing that somewhere? Soil, blah, blah, blah. Hectares. I thought... Show total values. Show values since reset. I thought we could see... Is that not true? I thought we could see individual field environmental scores. What am I missing here? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Just had to have the right dealio. So 87, 78. Ooh, what's going on down there? That one's a bit on the low side, isn't it? I think this is the only field that we haven't yet, if I'm not mistaken, it's the only field that we bought. Did we buy that field with crop already on it and we really didn't do much to it? Let's run over here for a second and let's spray a little fertilizer on here and just see if that changes our environmental score magically or not. I'm curious. We'll just run this for a second. I don't think it does. I think I tried this earlier. Yeah, we're still at 62. I wonder if herbicide. No, nope. So the low values on this thing are the top 3, which is nitrogen, pH value, weed control. Okay. All right, well, good enough. We'll keep it. We'll deal with that later once we get this thing, once we get it all harvested up. I think we'll go for a nice plow job on it, start from scratch with it and do it our way, get those values up a little bit. It's always nice to have, the higher the environmental score, the higher bonus we get from all of our happy sales. So can always use with a little bit higher environmental score, that's for sure. But yeah, beautiful July. Next month, I think we're going to be doing, I think we're going to have an alfalfa field or 2 to do. And I think we've got, is it rye that's going to be coming in? I can't remember what that field down there is, but we should have a good harvest next month. I got to check our straw levels, make sure that they're staying up and everything we can throw at the composter, because we are probably going to be selling some compost shortly as well. In fact, we might even do that next month regardless, just to get our bank account up so we can purchase that next field we want. I really want to keep trying to expand our field, our land ownership as quickly as possible. I think that'll help us out a ton. Looking good. Looking good. Thanks, kids. I appreciate you working with me today. I appreciate you actually staying on the field and not driving across the map. Who do we have working? Yeah, that dude's always pretty solid. He's a pretty solid character. Who do we got here? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't like that dude. I think he stole some silverware from me one time. I sent him back to the farm one time to feed my dog. That night when I got home, my Farberware silverware collection was missing. My IKEA silverware, and I kid you not, and I'm not lying to you. I have IKEA silverware, okay? Not that that's a big deal, because who doesn't? It seems like, maybe, I don't know, maybe not that many people, but anyways, I've had this IKEA silverware forever. I think it was like, years and years and years. It's just like solid steel, and they're huge. They're huge spoons, they're huge forks, the whole 9 yards, and they're gonna last forever. But one day, this was years ago, apartment living, I got a notice that maintenance was going to have to come around and do a plumbing check. And that was pretty common. I'd say at least maybe a couple times a year we got plumbing checks, you know. which honestly I was kind of happy about, because the last thing I wanted was to have my stinking upstairs neighbors, you know, plumbing come crashing down on my head. So anyways, I got home that night, and I forget what I was going to make or what I was doing. I think I had a pot. What were they called? Those crock pots. And I used to do quite a bit of crock pot cooking because it was handy, you know. It'd cook all day, and when you got home, the meal was ready, nice and hot, ready to go. Meat super tender, man. Pot roast, oh man. Anyways, my stinking IKEA, my big IKEA spoon, like there was a big serving spoon, could never find it. It's gone. Now, granted, why would a maintenance guy want to steal an IKEA serving spoon? Okay? But I have no idea where else it could have gone. I was, at the time, I was living alone. Nobody else that I knew of was going to be in my apartment other than maintenance. Now, I didn't see the spoon, you know, that morning or the day before, so I think I maybe hadn't seen the spoon. I would say probably it would have been a good week or two, maybe, right? Because I used it fairly regularly. But yeah, that night I got home from work, and I'm like, oh yeah, crock pot cooking. I'm pretty excited about it. My life was pretty simple. Still is, if I'm being honest. But anyways, you got to have something to look forward to, right? You got some crock pot looking forward to. I forget what it was. It was probably a pot roast, you know. Maybe pot roast, or maybe it might have been Swedish meatballs too. I don't know. But yeah, I was just like, looking forward to it. And I opened up the drawer, my silverware drawer. My stinking IKEA serving spoon's gone. And I'm like, okay. At first I'm thinking, okay, Brad, you know, did you put it in a different drawer? You know, sometimes, maybe I wanted to change things up, and maybe I'd eat with it. This giant sinking spoon. But yeah, I never found it again. It was gone. Just never found it again. And what was I gonna do? I mean, I wasn't gonna contact. Did he skip? No, he didn't skip. Okay. Maybe he did. Who cares? I wasn't gonna contact building, you know, the landlord. It's a big complex, and be like, hey, one of your stinking maintenance people doing the plumbing check took my IKEA serving spoon. It's like I felt like I would sound more ridiculous than it was worth dealing with. So I ended up just buying another IKEA. Or actually, it wasn't even an IKEA one. I ended up having to just, because it came with the whole ensemble. You know, I don't think you could buy just the serving spoon, and that's what hurt the most, man. Because now I had this full IKEA silverware set in its glory, missing the Big Daddy, missing the Papa spoon. All the other spoons, the mom spoons and the baby spoons, were all there. The forks. It even came with this massive fork, like serving fork kind of a thing, you know, that you see like maybe for carving and stuff. He didn't take that. He left that behind. Apparently that wasn't good enough. I say he, and I don't even know. It could have been her, too. Now that I think about it, I don't know. It was devastating. I should have engraved it. That's what I should have done. I should have engraved it, man. I really miss that spoon. Yeah. Oh, well. What are you going to do? So, yep. That was one of the many tragedies that has occurred in my life. I'm sure there will be more stories to come, but the IKEA spoon has forever will be in my heart. It lives on, for sure. In fact, whenever I hear that song, that Titanic song, my heart will go on. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the IKEA spoon kind of comes up in my head a little bit. I'm gonna see it floating out there in the Atlantic all by itself with Rose on a door that she wouldn't move over and give Jack some room. Yeah, Rose, because you need the whole door, Rose. You need the whole. You need the float. You need that whole. Was it a door? It was a door, I think, right? She couldn't just move over, like literally move over like 1 foot, so Jack could at least get a leg up. You know, I mean, get the boys up and a leg up on the door, and maybe he would have lasted that extra couple hours or so that it was gonna take. She was a door hog, you know. She spent more time, you know, worrying about the emerald. What was that thing called? The emerald of the sea, the emerald of the ocean, or whatever that was. She knew all along. See, I feel like, and I like conspiracy theories, but I feel like all along that was her end goal, was that diamond. And I think she set everybody up. I think Jack was a pawn. I think her fiance was a pawn in her game. And I think that you can prove it just by her unwillingness to move over and give Jack room on that floating door. And don't even get started with me on her throwing it back into the ocean like they show on the movie. That's a cubic zirconia. That's what she threw back into the ocean. That was a fake replica. That old lady had the real deal. And she brought along a little fakie with her so that she could just make everybody, you know, all warm and fuzzy. Like, oh, she held on to it all this time. Yeah, right. That private jet, 30-foot yacht, and all that other stuff she bought. Where do you think she got the money for all that stuff? I'm losing my mind. All right, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to let the big buds do their big bud thing. Thanks for joining me again. Happy Wednesday. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, of course. And we'll get back together. Actually, we won't be back here until Friday because tomorrow is Throwback Thursday, which is our traveling. I know it's confusing. It's Throwback Thursday, but it's our traveling contractor series. We will be back in Westbridge Hills 22 to finish our baling contract. You all take fine care of yourselves, as always. You all are awesome. You mean the world to me. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.